Good afternoon. Thank you so much for staying with us right here on Women Radio WFM 91.7. A very beautiful Monday afternoon to you. Hoping that your day is going on well. You're feeling great today. And of course, you're feeling the spirit of Christmas already. If you're not feeling it, I give you the spirit of Christmas by all means. Say amen. All right. All right, so yeah, this is Women Radio WFM 91.7, and of course, it's about 7 minutes after 12. Today is the fourth day in the month of December 2023. All right, and it's day 10 of the 16 days of activism. Yes, it's day 10 already, so we have 6 more days left. Can you imagine? All right, so we started up on the 25th of November, and this is going to end on the 10th of December, which is a Human Rights Day. All right, so this is the first responder story right here on Women Radio WFM 91.7. Now, my name is Ruth Yusuf Kaiser, and it is day 10 of the 16 days of activism with the theme Unite, Invest to Prevent Violence Against Women and Girls. The 16 days of activism is a global campaign which will be on we started on the 25th of November. That's the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, and it's going to run up until 10 December, the Human Rights Day. Now, this year, Women Radio 91.7 is spotlighting first responders who provide first-hand help and support to survivors of gender-based violence. All right, so you can do what to join the conversation by contributing or reacting to the program. You can call us on 07000 917 917. Send us a text or a WhatsApp message at 070 317 56537. You can call, or rather you can follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, X, and of course YouTube at WFM 917. Log on to our website www.wfm917.com. You can also go ahead and of course download our mobile app WFM 917, and you get to listen to us from any part of the world. So today, the 10th day of the 16 days of activism, we'll be discussing the first responder story, work done so far, successes, challenges, and way forward in ending violence against women and girls. All right, so joining me today to talk about this is the founder of House of Fatima for Sexually Abused Girls Foundation, and she is Fatima Ada Ishaku. Good afternoon, Fatima. Thank you so much for joining us today on the program.
Good afternoon, Women FM. Thank you for having me.
All right, so how's the new week going? How's the new month looking like?
Well, it's Christmas, and this is one of the months I'm so excited because it's my birthday on Christmas, so I always get excited.
Oh, wow. Okay. Double celebrations
Yes,
for you then.
I always get excited. Yes, I'm smelling Christmas already, so I always get excited. This is my favorite month.
All right, so I wish you all the best and happy birthday in advance.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I do appreciate.
No problem. All right, so let's head on straight to the discussion for today, which is a first responder story for today. And this is day 10 of the 16 days of activism. And of course, we have Fatima Ada Ishaku, the founder of House of Fatima for Sexually Abused Girls Foundation. All right, Fatima, so tell us, as an organization, how have you been responding to gender-based violence so far, especially in the locality where this foundation is based and other places where you get to touch?
Okay. When I was living on the mainland,
Okay.
and I had to move to the island, outside Ajah, Langbasa area, because I got a message that there's a lot of violence and abuse against children in that area. Physical abuse, whereby a lot of people that bring in children from the village don't send those children to school, and a lot of children are being defied. But you cannot talk because of the kind of people that live here. You can't talk, you can't fight.
Yeah, I can't say anything.
So I decided to take the risks and move away from the mainland to this particular area, and that's when the job started. And what I heard was even worse, because a lot of children here have been sexually abused and physically badly abused. I have seen cases, and I think this area is one of the worst cases I've seen in my entire life. So I was lucky enough to be able to work with the police in Langbasa, whereby they helped me. And when I rescue a child, so it's easier for me to go to the police in Langbasa for them to help me arrest the victim. What I just do, I don't just want you to just put the victim in the cell just the next day or 2 days after, if it's not a weekend, charge us to court. And I think it's Christopher Baba Tunde Foundation, ah, Christopher something court on at the road, and that is where we always go, and justice always serve. It has not been easy, but when you fight and you end up arresting the wrong people or the wrong person that defied a child, your life will always be in danger. That was the last girl that I rescued. That this guy has been sexually abusing this girl when she was a child, and he's now turned her. She was from, I think, from the age of 5. I think she's 12 now. Maisie. I don't want to pronounce her full name. And he now turned her to be his permanent sex slave. And the sad part about this story is that this boy had a mother, and the mother knew that her son is sleeping with this little girl.
My goodness.
And later they caught him. On Valentine's Day, that was Valentine's Day this February, he bought a gift for her as his girlfriend. And her auntie saw the gift and said, "Who gave you gift?" She told him. She told her auntie. At the end of the day, they called the guy. She said, "This is not normal." They called the guy. They asked the girl a question. The girl said everything, how the guy has been sleeping with her. And the mother knew. So they went to the house. They gave the mother, the auntie, 10,000. Well, she's his mom because she's trained her. Give her 10,000 naira. She shut her mouth.
You
She
mean
didn't take the case to the
the
court.
aunt to this girl?
Yes, yes. Took the 10,000 naira and shut her mouth. She didn't go. She didn't take the case to the court. She didn't do anything to the police. She didn't do anything. A guy that knew me in the area came to report the case to me. I went back to police station and I made a complaint. They went to arrest her. At the end of the day, they brought the girl. They took the girl to Mirabel Center. They gave them a paper, took the girl to Mirabel Center on the one in the Keja. They did the test. They found out that there was
Yeah.
penetration and an infection in the girl body. I didn't waste time. Charged him to court. We charged him to court and he was remanded in the Koyi prison. So I don't even know how the case is going on now because I've done my part. About 3 days later, they shot a bullet in my house.
Wow.
So that is a risk that a lot of us take in doing the things that we're doing. Do you understand? People don't understand that there is risks. When you rescue a child from somebody that is into all these court boys on this area, if you rescue a child that is their victim, just know that your life is in danger. So that's why they have so much abuse kids in this area. So even the people that don't send children to school and stuff like that. So these are the things I do, and I'm so lucky with that I have the support of Langbasa police station and in the court on at the road, where they always help me. So they don't ask me for anything. They don't ask me for money. They don't ask me for anything, and they just say they like the thing that I'm doing. That a lot of people are scared to do it. So I'm just so some of the locals in this area later find out who I was and what I was doing. Some of the area boys said, you know what, we have to start protecting you because time we find out that most of the people that defy those children are not even the indigenous of this area. They are people that come from outside Lagos that defied children. So when they find out that they almost harm me, so the boys in the area and I say nothing will happen to you. So just keep doing the thing you're doing. So it helped me to like, okay, I want to fight more. I want to rescue a lot of children more, even though they've been physically abused that they brought from the east. And at the end of the day, went to the court. We had to invite the mother. We took them to Harrow of God, took the little girl to Harrow of God for her to stay there, for her to go to school till her mother come to carry her. And when the mother came, the mother had to go and sue me that I kidnapped her child. And it wasn't a funny thing. And thank God I went to the court. The
Yeah.
court gave us a paper to put her in Arrow of God, which was
Hmm.
there. If not that, the mother sued me. She sued Arrow of God that we kidnap her child, not minding the badly physical damage. Damage. I have never seen where a child is being brutalized that way. Sometimes they'll beat her, cut her body, and put pepper
Wow.
and stuff like that. So when the mother came and the magistrate in that court, may God bless her, she's a mother, and she said, "This girl that rescued your child, you have to come and sue this girl." And they now told them they pay my foundation 50,000 for damages, paid the Arrow of God 50,000 naira for damages. At the end of this, she said she want to go with her child. After apparently we find out that it was her cousin that the wife brutalized her child that told her what to do. So by the end of the day, I dropped the charges against them, and because I wanted to sue the mother also and the uncle. By the end of the day, he was sentenced to he was remanded, was in Ikoyi prison for like 3 weeks, and at the end of the day, he met his bill and they released him. He was going to the court, and I don't know how that case ended, but I knew it didn't end well for him.
Wow.
So that's what I've been doing.
Oh, well, that's why we need to hear a lot of these stories and for
Yeah,
WFM to bring
many
first
more that
responders.
we'll start
Yeah.
mentioning it today. We're not going to end this
Honestly,
chapter.
honestly. So, I was going to ask you your experience so far, but I don't think because you've just given us, your experience in dealing with survivors of gender-based violence and those around them, their guardians and all of that. So, I'll just head on straight to challenges which we know can be overwhelming now, especially for lack of funds and societal norms. Also, you can imagine what the mother of of this young girl that you rescued came and wanted to sue you and all of that. Meanwhile, to somebody that was feeding her all of that information,
Yeah,
and that person happens to be part of our society. So
yeah.
now with the overwhelming challenge of lack of funds and societal norms that have existed for years. How have you been able to overcome these challenges, so far in your journey as a first responder?
Um, One thing I said, I don't have funding from any organization. I don't have funding, but I have support that when I'm an author, I do events, and sometimes when they call me for events, I get paid. It helped me to do the things that I do. And when I need funding for, if I don't have funding to go for rescue and everything, I talk to Dr. Martins, Ozzy Foundation in the UK, whereby at the end of the day, they support me. I talk to Make Me is just a foundation, Make Me Elegant. So I talk to her, she supports me, and then my producer, Mr. Lafa, so they support me. Or when I say book, they support me. Funding has always been the issue whereby we can't do more.
Yeah,
Because as a victim, I know what victims suffered. I know what victims go through, and without funding, you cannot be able to help a lot of victims.
true.
So with the little that I can be able to help, you understand, I can. But that's why sometimes when at the end of the day, when victims come and say this, I'll just say, okay, you know what? I'll just direct them, go to Langbas, I tell them that you're from Fatima. Because at the end of the day, you have to go and carry the victim, carry the mother, pay their transportation. If the place is not safe, you have to put them somewhere to stay, and all this thing. All this thing costs money. You understand? But at the end of the day, I'm just so grateful to God that there is no case that has been given to me that I have not actually done, because God has put one or two people that I can actually run to and to help me and help me rescue victim. And just like okay, we're talking about like a lot of mothers don't understand read. A lot of mothers don't read. They don't know how to read. Some, because at the end of the day, if you have to do this trip issue to educate parents, you have to educate them in a language that they will understand what rape means. So like what I did now to be able to help me and get enough funding now to be able to help me do the thing that I want to do, reach out, go to communities and do the thing, because it's something I'm very passionate of.
Yeah.
That is the job that I have now. That's the thing that I carried on my head. So it's something that I'm passionate about. So I decided to like, okay, you know what? Let me do a docu series for my documentary, for my
Okay.
book. So I've done a 5 docu series. We're hoping that it will get to, we submitted to get to any good platform. So, which was supported by Excellency by Sachoma Uzodin Marimo State First Lady, then former governor of Kogi State, His Excellency Yaya Bello, and the Oni of Ife, then my producer Yaya Bello. So, my producer, sorry, Mr. Lafa. So we're able to do that documentary. So once that documentary come out now, once it's on it's out, we've done it, we've submitted for it to get to. We don't want to put it in anywhere. We want to put it in a way, but whereby people can watch and like listen, people can share it, and people can understand the language.
Yeah.
That it's not just rape here, it's not just abuse. What is the aftermath of the abuse that is being done to that victim? Has that victim healed? There's an aftermath, you understand me? Has that victim be able to carry on? Now, mothers, what are you going to do to protect your children? Because every day there's issue of rape. Every day there's issue of rape. Every day that people are talking about it. Okay, look at Human FM, kind the matter on their head, talk about rape all the time. The more we talk about it, the more the rape will get worse. Now they rape this victim, now they kill them. Now it has come to kidnapping children. You understand?
Yeah.
So what are we doing that is wrong? Even though we know we've done everything possible, we've done the right thing, we've done everything right to make sure that this rape end, to make sure abuse against women and girls end. But it's getting worse.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Fatima, for this. And I just hope that it gets better. I just hope that it gets better. That by next year, when we're talking about 16 days of activism, we will not be mentioning some of these things. At least we would have moved past this, hopefully. And that's why we keep talking about it. All right. You've talked about creating awareness. That is something you're passionate about, in your immediate community and even beyond it. Now, let's look at collaborations. You have also talked about collaborations. Now, how have you been able to, now you mentioned security agencies, you even mentioned, the judiciary system that you have been collaborating with, getting support from them. So how about other responders, other stakeholders too, who get to support, get to provide support for survivors of gender-based violence? How have you been working together with them, especially in that community where you work?
The truth of the matter is, well, what would I respond to this question? Except I've been called to other states to come speak on the issue of rape, like I've done with Ogun State, Kebbi State, Imo State, and or when event is being organized, they call you to speak.
Yeah.
That is when you can able to share your voice. But even when you say, look, it doesn't just end with we just gathering women in a canopy to talk. We need to go to the grassroots. We need to go to the markets. It is deep. You understand? We need to, there are things that we need to do. We need to tell the market woman, you're here selling market, what is going on with your child. So I have not, apart from going to Imo State to work, then some foundation that just called me to come and speak. I don't think I've done. I won't say I have done something that the first event that I've done that I was given the opportunity to talk and to work with that and to really talk, and people listening. There were mothers, a lot of children. It was combined. That was one I did with Barrister Choma Uzodinma, the first lady of Imo State. I think that is one of my, apart from the one I do online, that it is not able to have that come online.
Yeah.
This time, but the physical one that I've done that I really enjoy and I really love was the one I did with Barrister Choma Uzodinma. Because we try to find that if there's any child that's been abused and they follow up with anything, but with Ogun State, I really love it. But when we did with all the children that wrote their story of how they've been raped and everything, we didn't follow up with the story. And I still have some of those girls and this thing. So that I think we need to do more.
Okay.
We need to do more. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Did I get the question right?
Yeah. Yes. That's okay.
Okay. All right.
All right, this is Women Radio WFM 91.7, 26 minutes after 12. You can dial the number 07000 917 Send us a text or your WhatsApp message 070 317 56537. All right, so right here we're taking a first responder story, and we have with was the founder of House of Fatima for Sexually Abused Girls Foundation. All right, and she is Fatima Ada Ishaku, and today we are taking her own story. So far, her challenges, the way forward, and what she hopes to see differently. All right, so now, Fatima, let's look at your recommendations. All right, so what would you recommend for the people in government, for the society, our religious leaders, parents, and women and girls? Now, you agree with me that these groups of people form part of the stakeholders when you're talking about gender-based violence. They form part of stakeholders when you're talking about support for survivors of gender-based violence. So what are your recommendations when it comes to the government, the society, religious leaders, parents, and then women and girls?
Okay. First of all, let me start with religion.
Religious leaders, okay.
Yes, I was born and brought up from a Muslim home, and I'm a Christian. And during the course of this, my rape story and stuff like that, and I reach out to church, and I find, because first of all, no child is safe anywhere. Right now, we see that the church, the hospital, the school, guardians, neighbor, no child is safe. We see a story of a man, a doctor that's supposed to protect the life of a girl child, defiling their girl child. A pastor that's supposed to be a guide and defiling that child. So no child is safe. Now let's start with religious. Do not want you to come and speak about the issue of rape. They don't want it. All my time in Nigeria, I've been doing all this rape and stuff like that. I've been reaching out to different churches and stuff like that on the issue of gender-based violence and stuff like that. And they don't even want me to come and talk about rape in their church. To my greatest surprise, that is the church, they came out from Living Faith Foundation, Glorious, something, GGT. And last time to come and talk about the issue of rape in our society and how what is going on, how parents need to protect them. I was surprised when that church said all churches need to talk to victims, need to talk about rape. And I went there, and their support was something that I never believed. Because the pastor is young, and there are young people in the church. They supported the bull, they supported me. We spoke out. I spoke, and they brought other people from that also went through abuse, so that other people can learn and know how to protect their mental health. That is the only church. Now, churches don't allow you to come and talk about rape. So church has been the number one problem for victims in the world. They want to silence you. So that when a woman is being married to her husband, and her husband is physically all the time, physically abusing her, mentally, physically, the church wants her to remain in the marriage. You would still tell her to be submissive till she die in that marriage. So church is the problem of victim. And when you've been defied, church will want to silence you. They don't want to talk about rape. Oh, you can't be talking about this. We're the body of Christ. So you cannot talk about this particular issue. Okay, the government, let's talk about the government.
Yeah.
The government is trying compared to the church. The government is trying compared to the church. Almost all the first lady do gender-based violence in their states. It's also the government. The government support them. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I mean, in states whereby the government is passionate about rape and stuff like that, if you defile a boy child or a girl child, they take you, they prosecute you. So compared to the church, they encourage you to speak out right now, even though they are not funding victims, they are not funding the right people that are doing the job. Do you understand me? But the government are doing better than the church. The church is the worst. I'm saying it, and I'm going to say it, because at the end of the day, they hardly allow victims, because some of them end up defiling those children. So they don't want you to talk, because if you come to speak, the child will open their mouth. And when you open your mouth and speak that, okay, you're being defied by a pastor, you find out that the members really want to come after you first. These are mothers that also have children. So we see they cover up that man, the pastor, now leaving other children under the protection of that pastor, believing that because without that pastor we cannot see God. So the church has always been the problem. Religion has always been the problem, not just the church, even the mosque. Religion has always been the problem. Has always been the problem. You find
Okay.
that how many times did you find that the child was being defiled inside the mosque? So then the second problem a victim have is society. The stigma and the bully. People don't call me Fatima if they seem to describe me. People say, oh, now that girl with a rape that. That is how they describe me. And the stigma and the bully, they tell you that, oh, you're lying. The story is lies. You're not saying the truth. You're looking for popularity. You're looking for fame. If I was looking for money, I would see the stock where I was and be verbally abused with the pastor I used to work with before. I wouldn't even resign.
Okay.
Do you understand? So
Yeah.
it is the money, it is the love of the boy child and the girl child, because both the boy child is being now they focus on the boy child now. They sodomize this innocent little boy. They are teachers, they are letting teachers. Then society
Yeah.
is the problem. After church is the society. Then the girl, she doesn't want to speak out. Why would she speak out when she's being mocked and stigmatized? That was a girl that came out one time and had a show with a lady. Because this is a radio show, so I cannot mention the lady. I cannot promote her on your talk. And the girl was being defied by her father, and she went to. They invited her. She spoke.
Yeah.
And if you see the nasty comment coming from young girls about that girl, oh, you are enjoying your father, you're a useless girl, insulting this girl. So how did society expect another victim to come and speak out? How?
All right.
So they cannot come out and speak out because it is getting bad. And the government, they are doing enough, but they are doing what they can do, but they're not doing enough. If a victim is being defied, that perpetrator should not see sunlight anymore. Don't say you're sending him to 2 years in prison, 5 years in prison. If he defile a government official daughter, they're going to kill him. Excuse me, he's going to be sentenced to life in prison. But when they defile a commoner, 5 years, 10 years.
All right, Fatima.
So, and there should be a sex offender register whereby the face of a rapist should be posted everywhere in every organization, so that when you go to seek for a job, you'll find that no, you've been a victim, you've been an abuser, you cannot work in this organization. There's a lot that needs to be done.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Fatima. Thank you so much, Fatima, for being a part of our program today. I do appreciate having you today. Continue doing the good work you're doing, and hopefully by this time next year we'll be, saying a positive story. Hopefully.
Thank you very much.
All right. Do enjoy the rest of your day, and happy birthday once again in advance.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. God bless you.
Amen. Thank you.
Yeah, bye. Bye.
All right, so there you have it. Thank you so much for staying tuned and, of course, listening to the first responder story. All right, well, gender-based violence is something that keeps eating up our society. And truth be told, we keep talking about it until we see the change we need and we deserve, until we get to hear less and less of these things happening. I just pray that we get to a place in our societies where our young girls feel safe, where our women feel safe, where young children feel safe. All right. When they see an adult, let them be rest assured that, oh, yes, I have somebody who's going to look after me and protect me. And not somebody that's going to defile me, not somebody that is going to, turn my life upside down. All right. I just hope we get there. So, well, we can keep doing the best we can and, keep supporting and paving path for a safer and fairer society. A very special thank you, big special thank you to our guest today, Fatima Adaishako, the founder of House of Fatima for Sexually Abused Girls Foundation, for sharing her story and for being part of a first responder story. Thank you to the producer, Esther Laribe, and the executive producer, Tom Okewale Shunaya. Join us again tomorrow at 12:05 as we bring you another first responder to tell her story. My name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser. Do keep your dial locked to Women Radio WFM 91.7. Good afternoon.
WFM 91.7.